Jesus Tab Nation, welcome back to another TTR video with your boy Tabizzle Prime. Today we will be comparing the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and the Apple Watch Series 7, and I want to give a honest comparison. So by the end of this video, you will know if the Series 7 is for you or the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is for you. It's a very interesting take because these watches actually are very different in prices. The Apple Watch Ultra starts at $799. You can easily pick up a Series 7 for at least $250. You go on Amazon, especially right now with Black Friday deals. Now, the Apple Watch Ultra 2, as I said, $799. You can find different places for $600, $500 something. But the point is, they're extremely different in prices. But they're very similar, very similar in performance. So you will know by the end of this video, should I actually upgrade to an Apple Watch Ultra? Or am I okay with an Series 7? So the Apple Watch Ultra 2 comes in only one size, which is the 49mm, and the build is titanium casing all the way around. As you can see, it comes with a very big digital crown right here. It's like for a watch, it's a nice size, so you can always, whenever you want to use it, so you feel, as soon as you touch it, you feel it's not like too small like the Series 7. As soon as we get to the Series 7, you will see. So it's 49mm and it's built out of titanium case. The Series 7 on the other hand, you can get it in both sizes. This size is specifically from my wife, and that's a nice wallpaper. From my wife, Series 7, you can get it in two sizes, 45mm, or you can get a smaller size for 41mm. This is the 45mm. I do recommend it if you're trying to get the Series 7. I just like bigger displays. You just get more for your money. You get a much better screen estate. So I will definitely go with a Series 7 45mm if you do choose. However, if you're getting the Apple Watch Ultra 2, these watches only come in one size, which is 49mm, and they're only built out of titanium case because the Apple Watch Ultra should be Apple's more premium Apple Watches. You notice the air quote, premium. The Apple Watch Series 7 is built out of aluminum, stainless steel, or titanium. So you have options. So that's one point you can take so far in terms of, like, if you want to give Series 7 a point or a score, the Series 7 already beaten the Apple Watch Ultra 2 in terms of like your preferences or the options that you have. Not only you can get it in aluminum, which is this, so you see the digital crown right here, it's much smaller comparing with the Apple Watch Ultra. And we're going to get into the size of the watches like physically right here soon. As you can see, the Apple Watch Ultra is way bigger by far, but we're going to get there soon. So the digital crown is much smaller than what you have on your Apple Watch Ultra 2. And having options for people, especially nowadays, people love options. So having that option where you can actually choose the different size display, if you want a smaller display or a bigger display that I recommend, or you want a different build, which is the aluminum. This one is the aluminum. Or you want something, titanium. Or you want a stainless steel, which we all know what a stainless steel look like. You have the options for the Series 7. Now, when it comes on to the displays, it's very interesting with the Apple Watch's display. So let's start with the Series 7. The Series 7 Apple Watch, it has a LTPO OLED always on Retina display. And I'm going to get very nerdy with you guys. So LTPO basically means low temperature polycrystalline oxide, which it is an advanced display technology, right? It combines the benefits of traditional LTPS, which is low temperature polycrystalline silicon, and LGZO, indigo, I'm being nerdy, gallium zinc oxide technologies. It allows for dynamic refresh rates. So you get better refresh rates, you get faster refresh rates. So as I can see with animation, everything just works intelligently, and it works much smoother than even other Apple Watches out there. Even though, don't get me wrong, the Samsung and the Google Apple Watches is catching up. Well, my apologies. The Samsung and the Google smartwatches is actually catching up with Apple's Apple Watches. But so far, Apple still leads by a mile in terms of like the performance with the LTPO display that I just described to you guys. You get high refresh rates up to 120 hertz. For like extreme low refresh rates where it can go down to 1 hertz, where you get much better battery life, and it doesn't use up the refresh rates if it doesn't need it, basically, which comes in handy whenever you have the Apple Watch Ultra 2. So in turn, you get better battery life. Now, you get up to 1,000 nits in terms of brightness for the Series 7. On the other hand, for the Apple Watch Ultra 2, you get LTPO2 OLED always on retina display where the brightness goes up to actually 3,000 nits, which is 2 times brighter than the Series 7. Now, would you see a difference if you're just like a regular user? Like, I'm a power user. I'm going to get into the power user versus regular user later down in the video. So that will better give you an understanding if, wait, should I really purchase the Apple Watch Ultra 2? Because you'd be surprised. It's not a night and day difference in terms of performance or the display per se. In terms of like quality, in terms of battery life, definitely a night and day. But in terms of like everyday use, no. When you look at both Apple Watches, as you can see, the Ultra 2 is way bigger, far bigger than the Series 7. Like, it's not even no good comparison right here. It's in terms of the sizes, it's way bigger. Because 49 millimeters, as I said before, this is 45 millimeter. You have bigger screen estates, and not only that, it's made out of titanium, so it's more compact. Where you see that action button right there, the Series 7 does not come with an action button, but more with a speaker grill right there. But as you can see, for the sizes, it's not like really big, are much bigger like that, but you definitely will see the difference in person. And if you're a person who just enjoy the most of like the best of the best, then yeah, you will enjoy the bigger display on the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Now, for LTPO2, which is the same display technology that comes in the Apple Watch Series 7, the difference is you get LPTO2, which is a second generation of the same LTPO that comes in the already uppity Series 7, which this is offering even greater efficiency, smoother transitions between refresh rates compared to the first generation of even the Apple Watch Ultra. That's what Apple claiming. I never own the first Apple Watch Ultra, so I can't really speak on that. But in terms of using both watches, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not see much of a difference in terms of the performance. But in terms of the display with the refresh rates and everything, you definitely see night and day difference with the battery. Like when I used to use the Series 7, it would be super hard to complete a full day without the battery dropping to like 10%. And if you guys watch the full review where I talk about the battery for the Apple Watch Ultra 2, a normal user can easily get 3 days, yes, 72 hours of battery life until the watch is completely dead. I proved that for myself. I'm a power user. I get 2.5 days, which is 10 times better than the Series 7. But by the end of the day, you're a normal user. You just want to check your activity. You just want to track your steps. You want to do the typical Apple Watch shenanigans. You do not need all of this. So at least you have an understanding where the display holds, where 3,000 nits of brightness, 1,000 nits of brightness. as you can look at, as you can see right here, and you're looking right near lifetime on both watches. I can't see, like, yes, you'll see maybe a difference in maybe like the colors. You get a much deeper blacks and stuff like that, or the highlights of the numbers where you have the passcode. If you take a closer look, you can see a difference somewhat. But if you have the Series 7 for yourself every single day, you don't give a shit about that, to be honest. I wouldn't. I just love, I'm a power user, as I said before. So I love the best of the best. I need the best of the best. So it needs to work for me. So always on, let's talk about both always on. Both have always on display. And for the always on display, AOD, it means the screen stay partially active even when the device is idling. Display essential information like time, notifications, or widgets. With LTPO2, the always on functionality, which is in the Apple Watch Ultra 2, uses minimal power by leveraging ultra low refresh rates. So what that simply means is, to break it down for you guys, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 gives you way 10 times better battery life because of that second generation display technology that they comprises in the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Which I said, for a power user, if you're out there watching this video right now where you're a power user, you already know what Apple Watch you're getting, which is the Apple Watch Ultra or the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Because I have I have someone who commented on one of my latest videos where they say basically Apple took the Apple Watch Ultra and then paint it, that same titanium, then paint the titanium black, and then just sell us as Apple Watch Ultra 2. Like, hey, by the way, first of all, whosoever you are, thank you for that comment, because you definitely made me look into that, honestly, because these companies just know how to make money from people. And I would not be surprised if Apple just take a natural titanium, get some black paint from Walmart or some spray paint, some shit like that, and just spray that shit and be like, yo, listen, Apple Watch Ultra 2. The same thing that they did with the what they did with the AirPods Max, where they refresh it with new colors and a new charging port with the Type C and call it brand new. Like, get the hell out of here, Apple. So thank you for that comment. That was a great. I respected that. That was real. No, for ECG basically means your heart monitoring, your heart tracking. So both has ECG technology, high and low heart rate notifications. So let's go for this Series 7 first. So you got high and low heart rate notifications, irregular rhythm notifications, low cardio fitness notifications, and also blood oxygen up. For the Apple Watch Ultra 2, high and low heart rate notifications, irregular rhythm notifications, low cardio fitness notifications, and blood oxygen up. So if you about to basically buy either Apple Watches based on your ECG, where you can track your heart rate or track the rhythm of how everything works in your body based off what the watch is giving you, that wouldn't be a deal breaker to get either watches. Like, it would be a deal breaker to get an Apple Watch Ultra 2 over the Series 7, because that's literally the same technology that's in the $800 watch that you can get in the same technology for a $250 watch. So that definitely should not be a reason to upgrade unless you just want to live your life. So both has sleep tracking, and what sleep tracking is, Vitals app featuring heart rate, respiratory rate, blood oxygen, and sleep duration. And what does it basically tracks your sleep. That's what it does. They always make shit sound pretty. Like, it tracks your sleep. And what that does, both of it tracks your sleep. That's all it does. What the Apple Watch Ultra 2 has over the Series 7, and I don't know if this is going to be important to you as a user or Apple Watch user, it has temperature sensing and the cycle tracking with retrospective ovulation estimates. And what that means, to be honest, I do not know, and I do not give a fuck. Nobody cares about that, to be honest. If you have an Apple Watch, you're not going to use that to deter if you should get the Apple Watch Ultra 2. It's just, as I said, it's a way to make more money most of the times. And you'll be better off with a Series 7 that you can get for far less and half the price, more than half the price for the Series 7. And I'll be honest with you. But I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of why the Apple Watch Ultra is better overall. So we're going to get there very soon. So in terms of like water resistant, the Apple Watch Ultra definitely decimates the Series 7. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 can go up to 100 meters versus the Series 7 up to 50 meter, which both of them is swim proof in terms of depth. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 can go up to 40 meters, water temperature sensor, and high-speed water sports, and also recreational scuba diving up to 40 meters, which that's in terms of a power user. Now you're getting the perspective where I'm coming from. So if you'll notice all of that I just described in terms of like the water resistance, if you a person who loves the water for whatever reason, you like to swim or whatever, you want to stay in the water longer with your Apple Watch, either one, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 would be the better buy in terms of like just water resistance overall, because Apple built it much better in terms of like the susceptible nature of avoiding water from damaging your display or your device. So for the glass on both devices, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 I know for a fact is made out of sapphire glass crystal, and that's one of the toughest glass that you can put on any display in modern day time on any tech, which is tougher than Apple's crystal glass that's on their Series 7 and I think older watches as well. So you can definitely expect a much better scratch resistant. You can basically bump your Apple Watch Ultra 2 more into things if you like bumping into things, which will in turn be a much better protective glass than just the crystal glass, which is very good. Because as I said, I have the Series 7 for over the years. I transferred it over to my wife now. She uses it now. And as you can see, it holds up pretty well. So will the glass make a big difference between both Apple Watches as well? For a regular average user that just want an Apple Watch, hell to the no. For a power user, you just want the best of the best, then 100% yes. Simple. It's really not difficult to basically make the decision sometimes, but it's nice when you can come and watch a video where you can see a full breakdown of both devices, where you can have a better understanding, because I too watch a lot of tech reviews to make my decision most of the times in terms of buying the new Apple Watches, buying the new iPhones, etc., etc. So I do know this information is very helpful by the end of the day. So here we go. So now for the battery life between both Apple Watches, you get up to 18 hours of the Series 7, and this is where things starts to like pull apart now, where the Apple Watch Ultra just start whipping the Series 7 ass. So up to 18 hours, fast charging 0 to 80% in 45 minutes, and versus the Apple Watch Ultra 2, where you have up to 36 hours of playback time, or whatever you do in your watch, you get up to 36 hours and up to 72 hours in low power mode. Remember that 3 days I was telling you guys about? So if you're just a normal user, you're not a power user like me, you use the Apple Watch for almost everything. I use my Apple Watch for working out, for tracking my activity, my heart rate, you name it. Maps, whatever. I use the shit out of my Apple Watches and my devices overall. But for a normal everyday user, you can get up to 3 days, 72 hours, which is it's crazy for a watch, for a smartwatch at least. Yeah, that's crazy battery life. And if you do want much better battery life, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is clearly the better buy, only if you will and would like to use up the performance like that. If not, Series 7, better buy. Now, there's a feature on the Apple Watch Ultra 2 that outweighs the Series 7. And also, let me just make this clear. Let me make this point. It's also on Series 8 and 9 and 10, if I'm not mistaken. So if you do upgrade to like a Series 8, 9, or 10, you also have this feature called the double tap gesture. and I'm going to give you guys an example. So I am not saying the Series 7 can't have this technology, but because of the new chips that Apple makes every year and they have new features, so the new features will just logically work much better with the new chips that they have. And what I'm basically talking about is the double tap gesture that it has over the Series 7. I do believe Apple can definitely give that to the Series 7 and up. The update so we can do this as well. 'Cause it's pretty simple. And once you get the hang of it, you're gonna enjoy it. This is the double tap feature where that's why I didn't want to even skip this out. I don't want you guys to see that it's technology and technology does give issues. But this is what double tap means. The double tap gesture where you use your thumb and your index finger to basically open menus or scroll down on your widgets, which is very convenient in my opinion. It's very convenient because you might have some fried chicken in one hand. You don't want to grease up the display or your digital crown. You just use a double tap gesture, and then you can just use one of your fingers to just touch where you want to go into, and you basically can go in different menus by just double tapping, which it is a dope feature. That's a really nice feature. I personally do enjoy it. So you will get that feature on your Series 8, 9, and 10 up to the Apple Watch Ultra 2. So no need to basically, is it a reason to upgrade to the Apple Watch Ultra 2? No. Straight up no. You don't need that gesture if you don't need, like, that wouldn't, if that's the only feature for you to upgrade, hey, listen, you want to live your life, you want to spend your money, make your money, you work hard every single day. I do support people like that because I stay the same too. If I work super hard, I put the hours in, I'm a smart worker, I'm a hustler. So whenever I play super hard. You dig? So I will never judge a person based on what they want to do. But if you're just a simple person, man, and you just want the Apple Watch, you don't need this. So let's talk about the finishes. You have both watches coming GPS and cellular. So GPS and cellular, basically, each Apple Watch can have its own SIM. So you can have its own individual number on your Apple Watch where you don't need to carry your phone around. No, is that a deal breaker as well? No, I personally do not have any number. Well, I do have a number on the Apple Watch. I do not use it. I removed it. I called AT&T yesterday and have them remove it because I don't need it. I always have my phone on me, and basically when you have your phone, your Apple Watch itself already operates like a phone, so I do not need that extra number and basically paying extra money for a feature that I just don't use. So if I do recommend getting an Apple Watch and you already have an iPhone, just get the GPS version. You don't need the cellular. You don't need the fucking cellular. You have your Apple Watch and you have your phone, and that's enough cellular you need, because whatever happens on your phone, basically Apple, this is technically a phone. This is a phone on your wrist. So I can understand why they would want to put cellular. You maybe leave your phone in the car or whatever, but come on. Most people nowadays do not leave their phone nowhere. Trust me, I'm on the road every single day, and these guys be watching TV on their phone while driving. Me included sometimes. All right, so in terms of, like, as I said, mentioned before, you can get the Apple Watch Ultra 2 in titanium, 2 finishes, in natural titanium, or which one of my basically viewers also states that you can also get it in black spray paint, where they spray paint the natural titanium so you can get the black titanium. Okay, so those are the finishes. And now for the colors, let's jump into the colors. The Apple Watch Ultra 2, listen, whenever you're buying premium stuff from Apple tend to basically just give you boring stuff, basically. They just give you boring colors because they feel as if, like, us as, like, creators or people who uses devices a lot don't need all of that. And that's a lie, because I would love to see the 16 Pro Max coming like a product red one day. I would love to see that. I would love to see the 16 Pro Max of, like, the Pro Maxes that they're going to release in the future. I would love to see those devices play with some colors one day. But I do understand what Apple is doing. They're separating the items, so the person who wants something less has more option versus the person who wants something more. Apple basically saying, you wouldn't necessarily want that. You just want the premium that's coming with the device. You don't necessarily need the color. So you'll get just a natural titanium or a black titanium, two boring colors. I love the black though, because black is just my aesthetics, but that's just me. And now a viewer like you would probably just want a different color if you would considering getting the Apple Watch Ultra. For the Series 7, that's an advantage the Series 7 definitely has over the Apple Watch Ultra, which is you can get it in midnight, which I have the midnight right here. It's almost like really dark blue. You know, it might come off as black, but it's actually really, really dark blue. And you got starlight, green, and a new blue color, and also product red. So there you go. You have options from the start of this review and or the comparison where I've been telling you guys that the Apple Watch Ultra has less options if you're going to think about getting one versus a Series 7, 8, 9, or 10, like what Apple has known for in terms of like options. You will definitely beat the Apple Watch Ultra 2 or the Apple Watch Ultra in colors and options in terms of sizes of the display, the build of the display, and also the colors. You dig what I'm saying? You will definitely get better options, hands down, and that's just objective. So if you're interested in colors, the Series 7 is definitely objectively the way to go. So let's jump into some nerdy shit right now. We're gonna jump into the chips. So for the Series 7 chip, you have Apple wireless chip, which is the U1 chip, ultra wideband, and the U1 chip is basically what the Series 7 I was describing earlier. If you look at the display, I can't really open this one because my wife is sleeping. I'm just using the Series 7 as reference for the comparison, but the display is all this technology is seen right there. Where you see that the animation of the analog stick going around with the clock. You can see, they basically move around. You have different animation whenever you unlock the. But as I said, the display is closed right now, but you just get those nice, cool animation, which it comes from the performance of the chip. And Apple is one of those leading tech companies when it comes on to making chips and creating chips for their products, because they build both software and hardware for their products where you get much better performance, ironically, out of your chips. So you'll get better software and hardware technology. Now, for the Apple Watch Ultra or the Apple Watch Ultra 2, the S9 SiP with 64-bit dual-core processor, a W3 wireless chip, second generation ultra-wideband chip, and 4-core neural engine. And what that just simply means, to break it down for you guys who don't understand all of that nerd shit that I just said, performance, and also way better battery life. So you can just do way more with an Apple Watch Ultra 2 because it's tougher, it's stronger, it has a better display overall, it has the much better premium build. But as I said before, if you're not an power user like me who need all of that stuff, it wouldn't be a deal breaker not to get the Series 7. Honestly, that's just my honest take on it. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. I personally use both of these devices, and I do see night and day differences in terms of like the battery, as I said before, and a lot of different stuff that they can do. But in terms of like just simple everyday use, they're the same watches. They are literally the same watches, and that's just what it is. Both of them fast charge because they technically have MagSafe, where both snap onto your charger. Where you get a lot of cotton. But yeah, both of them have MagSafe. In terms of like the Bluetooth technology, you have 5.0 on the Series 7, and you have 5.3 on the Apple Watch Ultra 2. And in my opinion, with Apple Bluetooth overall in all their devices, except the AirPods Pro or the AirPods overall, Apple Bluetooth technology trash as hell. Super trash. I do commend them though for giving me much better out of the box clarity whenever I connect my any Apple device in terms of the phones, the iPhones. Whenever I connect those to my car Bluetooth speaker, it does play straight to the car speaker much clearer and better than my other devices like my Samsung and stuff, where I would have to play around with the equalizer. So I do commend them in terms of like that Bluetooth. But in terms of like just everyday Bluetooth, Apple Bluetooth, in my opinion, in all the devices is just trash. Now, when I come down to the pricing, as I mentioned before, this okay. The Apple Watch Ultra 2, you can pick this up right now. And I'm sure for Black Friday, if you obviously most of you gonna be watching this video after Black Friday. But now you could actually get Apple Watch Ultra 2 for maybe $650, depending on where you go to shop. But the overall price is $799. And I'm sure, 100% sure, for our 2 years old, almost 3 years old Series 7 watch, that still perform like a beast, because Apple create their own chips for their software. You can still pick this up for at least $250. A very good one for at least $250, $200, $250. If you just shop around, look around, don't be lazy, you will definitely pick up something really nice and dope in terms of like the Series 7. I promise you. And in terms of like the performance, is it night and day? Yes, if you're a power user and you're into all that power. No, if you're an everyday user and you're not into all that power. Who the fuck cares? You just need an Apple Watch that works. You need an Apple Watch that works. Point blank, I asked my wife one time, I said, Ma, so what you think about the Series 7? She like, meh. I'm like, oh shit. So a lot of people sometimes will upgrade, or they really want a Series 7, or they really want an Apple Watch or a Samsung Galaxy Watch. But when you finally have it, if you don't have the use or necessarily any importance towards these devices, as I said in previous videos, these watches or these devices will have no relevancy to you. You have to have a reason why you want to use these devices, and that's just what it is, straight up. Okay, so there you go. Would you take the Series 7 over the Apple Watch Ultra 2, or would you take the Apple Watch Ultra 2 over the Series 7? Comment down below, let me know. And also, if I do need to improve, comment down below. I do definitely love those criticisms. I love the constructive criticism that I've been getting recently. I genuinely enjoy it. So please keep commenting. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Am I chatting too much? Am I not pronouncing the words properly? Just let me know. I want to improve. I genuinely mean that. On the other hand, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming through on the TTR review with your boy Tabizzle. And I'll see you guys in our next one. Me Jesus.